yeah. Oh, yeah. Said I've been up and I've been down. I've always lived a life fantastic. Said I've been played and I played around. I always landed on my feet. There have been bumps along the way, but I had to take my chances. And other times were not so great, but you were standing there to grace me. With open arms you would catch me. And with the same arms you would love me. Always there to forgive me. Standing at the ready to receive me. Sometimes the stakes seem so high, we're going deeper, and the love felt much lower. You were afraid, it ain't no secret. No grace from any man. Why don't you quit? Well, you can still quit. And then you say, come take my hand. That wasn't me, it was something holy. With open arms you would catch me. And with the same arms you would love me. Forgive me. Standing at the ready to receive me. Wanna say it again. With open arms you would catch me. And with the same arms you would love me. Always there to forgive me. Standing at the ready to receive me. What I was made of. Disappointment or disapproval from the heavens. Only thing I'm afraid of. I'm the nuisance child. Grew up in the lowest tax bracket, percentile with loud. So of course I'm bitter. Got recourse for them hecklers who try to modify me. But if you can't control these streets, how can you get me? With open arms you would catch me. And with the same arms you would love me. Same arms you will love me. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Always there to forgive me. Oh yeah, yeah. Standing at the ready to receive me. Say it again, say it again. Oh yeah. And with the same arms you will love me. Come on, always there to forgive me.
We are Mad Church Disease, helping you understand that Jesus plus nothing is everything. This is a show for everyone, believers and non-believers, from churched to the unchurched. Help us grow the channel by supporting our non-profit causes and create more consistent content. Donate by Cash App or PayPal, or buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com.
I do have to put myself on the screen, huh? That would be helpful. Hold on, let me make a little bit of an adjustment there. We should be okay now with that. I should turn on this light. Let's see. I have one of the lights out. Let's see if it helps to make a difference. I don't know if it will or will not. I don't think it will. Let's turn this light off. I don't think I don't need that light. Hey, Gerald, thank you for dropping purple hearts, Lord. Let's see if this thing is going to go back. Okay, thank you. Shout out to all of you that are joining me. I'm going to be bringing up our great special guest on tonight. He's waiting in the back in the wings there. Let me see here. Shout out to Uncle Fred, of course, who is a member. He's not a new member. He is a member. Uncle Fred is having a little trouble, you all, getting rebilled every month. And he's asking me, but I told him, I don't know why some of you guys, it makes you renew every month. And some of you, it just automatically subscribes you. So I'm not really sure. So you guys might want to offer some suggestions for me and Uncle Fred. Shout out to Betty Yellick. Thank you so very much. Shout out to Gerald. Betty Yellick, Melanie Rice. Good evening to you, Melanie. Hey, Moni No Love. Hey, Alice. Hey, April. Hello, everybody. Good. Thanks for dropping the purple hearts, April. I appreciate it. Toy, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you as well. What is this? Rejoice Wellness Care. Good to see you. Patsy Brown. Good to see you. All of the Mad Church Disease family, just being me, Gerald, Uncle Fred, Breezy. Thank you all so very much. Shout out to all of you that are watching the program right now. I know some of you may not be aware of the fact that this is a normal occurrence for us. We normally used to get together every Friday. Let's welcome, of course, Daryl Moore, who's going to be joining us tonight on our Friday night Fist Fight Friday. So I'm glad to have Daryl with us, and we're just going to have a good conversation. We're just going to have a good time talking. I did go ahead and pin the link for the show. This is our opportunity where you, of course, the viewer, the individual, can come up and chat with us. We make the links available for you. You do not have to agree along to get along. Just as long as we are respectful along, we'll have a great time. And so if you have anything to add to the conversation tonight, you can do so. We, of course, will be we'll be talking about hot church topics, or hot topics with Mad Church Disease. We'll be talking about hot church topics. We'll also be dealing with Black church news, Black church scandals, and just all of the things related to church. And I'm going to go a little bit more into the Marvin Sapp situation, because I want to add a perspective to that. I didn't do it yesterday, but we were talking behind the scenes, Daryl and I and some of the moderators, and I want to add some things. Look at Moni being messy. You see Moni being messy? She's talking about, do we have a Nutville?
Yes.
There's always something crazy out in social media. But to shout out to every single one of you. If you are a supporter of the Mad Church Disease channel, on the ticker tape down at the bottom, it'll give you some information about our Cash App information so that you can support the show. If we can get at least 10 of you guys to undergird the show, that would be great. With at least $10, that would be a wonderful thing. Daryl, I noticed that your name's not coming up on your thing. Why is that?
Who?
Your name on your normally your name comes up on your I don't see your name.
I don't know why. Let me see.
Okay,
because I filled all that out.
But it's can you all see it? Because I don't see it.
It's not showing. Neither one of us is showing up on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm looking at this. I'm like, wait a minute, why isn't our names being listed? That's interesting. Should I go into settings and see if there's something that I messed up and didn't do?
Because you that's on your end. I can't control it.
Yeah, I know. That's what hey, let me see. Guess. Okay. I don't know what's going on. What's going on there? We'll see comments and posts, blah, 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 layouts. I'm looking at the layout, not understanding that. Let me just see, Daryl. It's not. I don't know what the deal is. I'll try to see if I can fix that at a later time, because that's not working. I'm I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, shout out to all of you guys tonight. And shout out for all of you that supported the show last night when the show went off. I want to thank you. A couple of you guys went ahead and helped us. So I want to appreciate you guys as well. So thank you so much. And, and if I didn't see Daryl's information up on the screen last night, so I went ahead and sent Daryl some support for joining us on last night, because I really did need Daryl's help. Because I was really extremely tired, and having Daryl to come up here was a really big help to me. So I thank you. And so one of the reasons why I do Fist Fight Friday or our Friday night hot topics is so that we could just, free for all, and I don't have to do a whole bunch of editing videos and cropping out stuff. So we can just have it, just have a laid back kind of situation and do what we want. So thank y'all for joining me. Shout out to all of you. What's up, Lynn Pearson? What's up, Keisha L? What's up, April? Good to see you here as well. Do me a favor, you guys, make sure that you like this video and make sure that you share this on your social media. I've got a couple of announcements to make for you guys too. Now that I'm doing this, Daryl, I forgot. I got so much to talk about. Starting next week, all of my YouTube shorts will be uploaded in the afternoons. So if you guys are out and about, according to YouTube, I've been uploading them earlier in the day, and according to YouTube, y'all ain't watching them. So YouTube said that I'm supposed to put my YouTube shorts up later in the afternoon for y'all. So hopefully y'all will watch them, and hopefully I'm going to get better with making those YouTube shorts for you. And so we'll be doing that, and you guys will have the YouTube shorts up in the afternoon. So it's saying it's better for me to do that. Now, Daryl, other than that, are there any announcements that you want to make for the Daryl Moore channel, or what's going on over there with you? Anything you want to add?
The interviews that I said I'm going to be doing, I'm working on those. I had a little setback. One of the people I was going to start out interviewing, she's out on the road touring right now. And the other lady, she had some things she had to take care of personally. So I had to delay everything. But the interview sessions are going to start. Give me about another 10 days, because I had this surgery this week, and that set me back. So it's coming. It's coming.
All right, guys. All right. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get us started when we come back here. So you guys just hang on tight, because I want to make sure that I keep you well informed and I give you as much information as I can. Welcome to the Mad Church Disease channel, a channel dedicated to our forgotten brothers and sisters throughout the ages. Want to stay connected to me and the Mad Church Disease community? Well, then join our email community newsletter. Stay in the know with all the updates and fresh content that is created for this channel. It's time you join the private community for the revolutionary family, where we can talk and laugh all in a space that's safe with a no judgment zone. Connect with other members and build lasting friendships. The doors are now open. Want to stay connected and be notified each time I go live? Subscribe to the text community and be notified each time that we go live. Simply add your details for instant updates on all our lives. Are you a budding YouTuber or business professional who would like my thoughts on all things business related? Book a free 15-minute consultation where I can help with social media, YouTube, web design, and so much more. Book your consultation now and build your future. Get away from the rat race and build your business. All right, guys, if you were unaware, I actually do consultations with budding YouTubers, experienced YouTubers, people who are trying to gain more views, gain more reach. I did a couple this week, and I'm not going to give out their personal information, but what I will say for you guys, if you are a budding YouTuber and you need some help, you can book a free 15-minute consultation with me, and I'll make sure that I make that worth your while. Also, if you are on the highest tier of membership here at the Mad Church Disease, I'm going to be giving away some free information and lessons on our highest tier for you. So if you're not a member on our highest tier, you can, of course, you'll get access to that. Because if you are a YouTuber, you should be on our highest tier so you can get access to those videos. All right, Daryl. So let's kick off and let's go. What are we talking about? Let's start. What you want to start off with today?
Where we left off at last night. What did we leave off on?
Oh my Lord. I don't want to start with a titty in me. I know we're gonna run all these people away.
You walk right into it.
I know, right?
I've been saying that all day in my head. Every time I stop to do something, I just start laughing.
I know, that's funny. Well, here's what we can do. I want
Mhm.
to let's start off with the Marvin Sapp thing again with the
Okay,
$40,000
okay.
lock down the church. Let me tell you what I share. Let me share what I share with you and the moderators in the private chat. What's up, Daryl? You know, people don't understand. If you've never been raised in church or been in church culture, that is not an uncommon thing for us to experience in the black church. Having a black pastor to close the doors, lock the doors is not unfamiliar for me.
Mhm.
I'm accustomed to that. I don't know why everybody else I guess in the world is pretty shocked by it, but I'm really not shocked by it because it used to happen to us all the time. But I think I share with you guys and the moderators a different perspective on this. And my different perspective is this, you guys. Um, from what I understand, I went and did some research too, Daryl.
Mhm.
This sermon was preached at the Paul Convention. Paul stands for the Pentecostal Assemblies of the World. Okay. That's just another reformation that was formed, but this is have they been around for quite a number of years. Now,
Mhm.
the Paul Convention comes around typically every single year. They schedule their singers, their preachers, everybody's scheduled in advance. And what I shared with you guys earlier is when you are booking a church convention, normally when you setting up a convention, you have to buy a certain amount of spots or hotel rooms
Right.
so that the hotel, you get a sponsorship, you might get a discount from the hotel for booking so many hotel rooms. But
Mhm.
normally when you have speakers coming to your church, you normally pay them 50% of their speakers of their honorarium up front. Normally what you would end up doing is you would give them the other 50% of their money in a cashier's check once they arrive. Now, I'm going to help you guys figure some stuff out here tonight because I'm not new to this. I'm true to it. So I'm going to help you. All right. So hang on here tonight because there's a point to all of this. So normally they have to pay for their singers. They have to make sure that the singers, assistants, whoever's coming with those people are accommodated as well. So they make sure that they're picked up. If you're dealing with a mega church or a mega ministry, sometimes they have a per diem for you for food and things of that nature. So when they fly you from one part of the country to the other part, they give you a little stipend so that you can get yourself something to eat, something like that. Now, not all of the churches do that. I'm just giving you an understanding of some back church stuff in the backhand. Now, when a preacher gets to the venue, normally the preacher, before he hits the platform, he has to receive the other 50% of his honorarium. Most of the time, Daryl, that
Mhm.
honorarium is paid to him in a cashier's check, and it's paid to it's paid to him then. So this notion that these people didn't raise the money for the meeting for their meeting is kind of stupid because most of the stuff for these conventions is already paid for before you get there. They have to pay for the venue, they got to pay the speakers, they got to pay the musicians, they got to pay the guest singers and the guest soloists who are gonna show up. So everybody has primarily been prepaid. Okay, now what they are simply doing when they lock the doors and demand you to get in $40,000 is they are demanding you to give them back their money that they've already spent out. Okay. So this whole notion, Daryl, that these folks are, that the budget they hadn't raised the budget or they haven't got all the money back. All they're trying to tell you is we haven't made our money back, which is a business transaction. So what these preachers and bishops and pastors are doing is trying to recoup their money, if that makes sense to you. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's really what's done. So when Marvin locked the doors and told the people we need $40,000, what Marvin is pretty much trying to tell you is we need to help the Pentecostal assemblies of the world recoup the money that they put out to pay me to come here and preach to you and to give you the word of the Lord. Now, this is where I'm going to get in trouble for tonight. if you got to do all of this and lock the doors and tell everybody that they can't leave and all of this other drama, well, then maybe the Lord didn't call you to do what you're doing. Because I don't understand why we as the people in the pew always have to trust God to meet our needs. But when you guys are in need, you always have to trust the people in the pew to get into a line or to give you all of your money. This is where I'm at with it. If I got to trust God, then y'all have to trust God too. And telling folks to to lock the doors and to lock me inside and I got to give you my money is you not trusting God. If I got to trust God, you got to trust God. And that's where I'm at with that now. You have anything to add on that, Daryl? I'll leave that for now.
Why does he have to be the one to do the fundraising? He's an invited guest.
But here's the thing about Marvin. Marvin is a draw. Marvin is popular. He's a gospel artist, and they're looking at Marvin as somebody who could possibly help them raise the money because he's more well-known and liked, right? And so that's the other reason. And they always tend to, this is another part of this. If you go to a conference, any church conference, normally the first night of the conference, the biggest money raiser is normally the first person that they put up during the conference. Let's say the conference is on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night. On that Wednesday night, they're going to invite somebody like TD Jakes, Juanita Bynum, Brian Karn, anybody they know that can raise some money. Okay. So all of the big money raisers are going to be on your first night. Why the first night? Because they want to recoup all of the money that they done put out on that first night. Now, here's another element I'm going to add to this. Because I'm not new to church. I'm true to the church. Go ahead, Daryl.
Why do they go in reverse order? Normally you say the best for last. So why would they bring the heavy hitter out first?
Very good question. Because if I bring the heavy hitter out first and I'm able to recoup all of my expenses that first night, everything else is all profit for the next several days. And I don't necessarily have to worry about it or stress about it because the money has already been raised. Okay. Now you got to keep in mind, if you hit your heavy hitter on a Wednesday night, your heavy hitter, the people that come on Thursday and Friday that you've invited, those people are just going to raise an extra offering anyway. So there's going to be the regular offering, and then they're going to come down and they're going to do another offering because there's always multiple appeals when you come to these types of conventions, right? All right. So let me say this too, because this is key for you guys to understand. And I like educating people about church culture and church because a lot of people don't know this stuff. Okay. When they do those $1,000 lines, $20 lines, and all that stuff, this is these people trying to recoup the budget that they on the money that they had to spend out. Okay, now get this, Betty. They don't do love offerings anymore. They do stick ups. Ain't no damn love offerings no more. This shit is stick ups. They doing stick ups. I'm sorry. I just had to get that out there because that's old church. That's the way we used to talk because we were loving, caring, kind people. These mo bros don't do love offerings. They do stick ups, Betty. Now let me be really clear, Betty and everybody else in the chat. Listen to me carefully. That second or third night, the preacher's gonna make an offering. He's gonna do the regular offering. Then they're gonna make a second appeal because he's gonna receive some sort of divine revelation from the Word of God about you giving a certain dollar amount. Okay, and then you're gonna come down and you're gonna give whatever you decide to give. But here's the kicker. When you have a guest preacher come, and if he is a well-known, I know you was, Betty. I know you was. That's why I'm just laughing, Betty, because when I said the stick-up part, I know you was. What's up, Dion? Here's the thing. When the preacher comes, the preacher outside in the foyer or in the lobby, whatever you decide to call it, the preacher is going to have a tape table or a book table. He's going to have a table outside in the lobby where he has his books, his tapes, and all of his stuff. Sometimes during those conventions, when the bishop or the preacher comes out on his tape table, he has thousands and thousands of dollars worth of material that he has brought along with him. And sometimes that is all the money. He also gets to keep that money as well. So when you go out to the book table or to the tape table and you purchase the books and you purchase the tapes, the preacher gets to keep all of that too. So if he raises $5,000 or $10,000 dollars from his tape table, that goes home with him on top of his honorarium. Now get this, ladies and gentlemen, get this. I told you I got an education for y'all tonight about Marvin. I think this is some good information. Y'all should be hitting the like button. I haven't checked over there, but I promise you, y'all should be hitting the like button. So even if they sell out on the tape table, now it depends on your contract with the venue or with the pastor or the speaking engagement that you have, because some of the speaking engagements have it set up to where you don't get all of the your books and tape sales. You only get to keep 50% of your books and tapes and the stuff. Okay, it depends, because some of the times the preachers will say, okay, well, if you want to take 50% of my money, then what I can do is I could sell you the product wholesale, and you could sell whatever you just sell that night of my product. And if you don't sell it all that particular night, then you could put it in your Christian bookstore or your church's bookstore. So then they'll take the products and they'll put it in the bookstore. Now, I done gave y'all a whole education within a few minutes of how this stuff is set up. Okay, so, and that's just partly. Now, I could go into multiple contracts and how the contracts is set all up. I'm just giving you a basic understanding at this point so that you can understand that's why they did it. So you sitting up locking the doors, Daryl, and demanding $40,000 from a group of people. Now, Paul ain't even that big of an organization like that. When they have their conventions, it's not like it's a Kojic convention. It's a pretty large meeting area, but it ain't Kojic, I'll tell you that much.
I got a question. You say the big heavy hitter preacher comes on first, like if it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He come on Wednesday, or she. Who closes out on Friday night? Do the heavy hitter come back and give a second sermon?
No, well, hopefully you got 3 heavy hitters. So like if you're doing a conference, you're on conferences, and the big conventions are for the big names. You understand what I'm saying? And let me just tell you this too, Daryl. Throughout the process of the day, if it's on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, some of these conventions last a whole week. I'm just giving you a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday scenario. If the convention starts on Wednesday, well, Thursday morning somebody's preaching. Thursday afternoon, somebody's preaching, and then somebody's preaching Thursday night. Okay, so you done had 3 preachers come in, so you got a slurry of messages and a slurry of offerings being raised. Okay, but the first night you're trying to just recoup all of your costs, and if anybody else
break even, and everything from that on is just money in the bank for next year.
Next year.
Yeah, I'm being politically correct.
Oh, okay. Because somebody gonna line their pocket. Somebody gonna get a nice check too. Trust me when I tell you. A lot of times they use these conventions to purchase the presiding bishop or prelate a Rolls Royce. The money that's raised at a lot of these meetings is how they're able to afford some of their parsonages and some of the stuff that they get. Y'all forget I used to sit on the board of churches. I still do on one. Y'all forget I sit on the boards of nonprofits. So I'm just trying to tell you this is how things are done. And I'm sorry, but I'm just at the stage now to where I'm not hiding anybody's sacred cow. This is how it's done. Most of these bishops and pastors get a corporate credit card. Most churches, and it don't matter if your church is big or small, ladies and gentlemen, your pastor has a credit card 9 times out of 10 that he can swipe during the week. And you know, the church pays for his expenses. I'm just telling you, it's just a fact of the matter. You don't have to agree with it, but it is what it is. Let me read this. It says, K. Rich says, I haven't been to a convention since I was 15, and I'm so glad. I can't subscribe to this stuff. It's all a fashion show and a hustle. I might attend regular service maybe 5 to 7 times a year. Okay, I'm with you, K. Rich, on that one. And I agree with you. It's one big old hustle. Somebody says, my question is, why does the church pay for the speaker to come and to give them a percentage of the offering? Why doesn't? Well, they do. It depends on the contract. Like I said, some preachers have different contracts. Okay, how do I explain this real quick? Some preachers you pay them okay, how do I do this? Let me see how I'm gonna say this. Well, some preachers, you'll pay them 50% of their speaker fee before they come. Then you'll give them a cashier's check for the end of their speaker's fee. When they finish preaching, they're going to try to raise the money back that you paid to have them come and speak, if that makes sense. You understand what I'm saying, Daryl? So let's
Yeah.
let's say for instance, go ahead.
Like if you bring me in, I say my fee is $50,000. You gave me 25 up front as like a deposit, just like when I officiate weddings. They ask me my fee. I said, I send them a contract. I said, this is my fee, and if you have need of me to be at a rehearsal, it's an extra $50 an hour, which is what I charge. And you agree to that, and I show up. On the day I show up, you pay me my other half. I perform my service, and then afterwards, we do a fundraiser so you can recoup the money that you paid me.
Right. And so that's typically how that stuff is done. And then like I know some preachers, I'm not gonna say no names because I don't need to get myself in no trouble. But all I'm gonna tell you is the part of their contract is to do an extra offering, and then they're gonna let you keep all of that. Okay. So if you pay $25,000 to get them to come, they're going to try to get 25 people to stand up and give $1,000, and there goes your $25,000 back. Okay.
Isn't that kind of like what that young guy and his wife did when they brought Juanita Bynum to his church?
Mm-hmm. I wasn't going to use Juanita Bynum as no example, but since you brought her up,
and then she got her and the guy that God rest his soul, he's no longer here. He got arrested and she got arrested the same night down in Texas.
Yeah, you talking about Ryan Chandler? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's typically how it's done, you all. So and sometimes, Angel, they do get a percentage of the offering, because sometimes they may just go and preach. Well, most of the big, well-named preachers are not gonna come and just let you give them no love offering. They're gonna have a
contract and deposit.
Yeah. They've got an honorarium that you've got to at least meet the minimum of, or they're not coming. I'm just saying they're not going to come.
I have seen one of those contracts, and it's a questionnaire that you have to fill out, and they'll ask, well, how large is the how many seats does the facility, how many people can be in the facility, how many are you expecting? And then some people will try to work with you on their fee based on the size of the venue.
Right.
Because like when I did stand-up comedy, and when these booking people will try to get you to come in and perform, I said, well, okay, how large is the venue? And you charge a fee by how many seats are in the venue, and that's what you negotiate your fee from.
Correct. Well, and if you all remember, for those of you that's been around, Larry Reed of the Larry Reed Live show put out Juanita Bynum's contract when that man went into her hotel room and was
those prophetic
her panties and her bra. Y'all remember when that whole situation went out there? He released Juanita Bynum, or let me just put it this way, I take that back. Allegedly, her contract just got released out to the public, and everybody was able to see how much she charged. We just don't know how that happened, but we'll say allegedly. But yeah, now Keisha says, I've seen them close the doors during offering or no walking during the offering. It's more of a way of, and tone, he said. He repeated more than once, lock it down and don't let them leave until I get the money. And that is the key to his thing, because first of all, he was rude about it, Keisha. And he also said, close the door. And then he had the nerve to say, y'all ain't going nowhere but to go eat. When Ninja let me go eat. We've been in here for 12,000 hours.
He going to eat. He probably got a green room in the back. They probably got his food laid out.
They absolutely do. His food is catered. His meal is catered.
Right, because that's in their contract.
Well, it depends, but most of the time they will feed the preachers, and they feed them very well.
I know.
They get. I'm just saying.
Hey, after services at New Birth, that green room they had it laid out for them up in there.
Yeah, and K. Rich, you're right. Every decade it gets worse, and we get the same word over and over and over and over. And Moni's right. It depends on how the contract's written. It really does.
Yeah.
And I try to educate you guys over here. I really, really do. And somebody said, "What does God need with the money?" Well, he owns a cattle on 1,000 hills, but obviously he don't own enough to get this stuff paid for.
Lights, gas, water, utilities. if you bring a big name preacher in, you got to bring his staff in too, because they got to fly in. All that stuff costs.
And there is a competition on who can raise the most money. And let me tell you why that is. Because he who raises the most money also gets return speaking engagement fees. And he gets to come back the next year because we know he can raise money. So we're going to invite him back again because we know he can raise the money. So he who raises the most wins.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, that's just how the game is played.
Yes, sir.
And now let me say this. All right, Daryl, I'm gonna let you come up because the link is there. So keep in mind the link has been dropped and is pinned at the top of the chat. But let me just say this before I read your comment. If y'all watch the video, the whole video, Marvin said in the video he had to go up pay his paw dues. I didn't know he was Pentecostal Assemblies of the World. So he actually was $2,000 behind on his dues, and he said that he had to pay to re-up his dues for his license and his paperwork with the PAW organization. Now keep in mind that a lot of these preachers have multiple papers with multiple organizations. Boy, I'm teaching y'all some stuff tonight. Let me just hold on before I go any further. At the bottom of the screen there is a Cash App for the Mad Church Disease channel. Make sure I need at least 10 of y'all to support the channel tonight, because I'm unfolding and giving out secrets. Okay. So I'm not sponsored by anybody. Baytag, Coca-Cola, nobody. Go ahead and support the show. But before I get into this, let me just say this. A lot of times these preachers have multiple licenses from different organizations. You say, why do they have that, Marcellus? I'm so glad you asked. So what happens if you start preaching a message like Carlton Pearson, and the Kojic Church decides to snatch back your papers? So you're no longer a bishop or an evangelist, but if you've got papers in multiple organizations, you pretty much are still able to call yourself a bishop and a pastor in the Lord's church. Now, here's another little quickie. A lot of these preachers and pastors will start their own reformation. If they start their own reformation and they are the chief prelate of that organization, no one can put them out. And once you have been licensed and ordained in most states, no one can take your papers anyway. That's why ordination is a huge deal. Go ahead, Daryl.
No, that's mine right there.
I'm just saying.
State of Ohio, right there.
I'm going to tell a funny story. I remember when Daryl got his papers. I remember when Daryl got his papers. Daryl was, I think you were speeding and got pulled over by the cops. You remember?
No, I had just left a wedding when the cops pulled me over.
Right, he had just left he just left a wedding.
Not just any wedding, a same-sex marriage wedding.
What? But God bless Legit Doctorate. I miss my friend.
I do too.
Yeah, but I just
had to
put his name out in the
show them your credentials real quick. They're supposed to give you a courtesy page.
Right. And
we actually go.
Right. I remember doing that. I was like, Daryl, if you know, when you show your papers, a lot of times the police won't harass you or bother you. So if you get pulled over, a lot of times, if you have ministerial credentials, they will let you go. That's a benefit of being licensed as well.
Let them use you.
Now, here's Daryl's comment. So as a PAW member, let me add my 2 cents. The Friday night service are for the youth department. So that's where youth ministers like Brian Carn and Diedrich Haddon show up. Okay, so if this was a Friday night, Daryl, and here comes Daryl. I think Daryl's gonna give me his perspective. And Daryl, I got you here. But if you bring Brian Carn, well, Brian Carn can raise some money. Let me be clear about that. I don't know about Diedrich Haddon as much, but I know Brian Carn can raise some money.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
I'm good.
Good.
What's good? Good to meet you, Daryl.
Let you add.
Good to meet another Daryl.
Yeah,
Daryl with an E.
So let me give you a little bit of insight. So it's not called PAW, it's called PAW. We use the acronym.
I know, but the rest of now listen, who you think you're talking to, Daryl? We all call it PAW. And I know what it is, but go ahead.
Okay, so I'm a member of PAW, my church. I don't know if you guys know, Greater Grace Temple is part of PAW.
Yes.
So
wasn't he the presiding bishop for a while?
He was a presider for about 8 years.
Right.
And his dad was the assistant presider before he passed away. Mm-hmm. So I worked with the vending down there doing those conventions. In
okay,
Atlanta.
well, let me ask you this question for Daryl. Daryl asked me a question in the private chat when Daryl and I was having a conversation earlier. He asked me about the vendors. He said, well, Marcellus, what about the vendors? Don't the vendors help cover the cost of the buildings and etc.? I said it depends on how much they charge and the organization and how they operate. So Daryl, this question is being posed to you. How does PAW, since you don't want me to call him Paul, how is PAW dealing with the vendors?
So typically, the vendors is about 30% of the budget for the convention. It's not a big budget. And usually we offer it to some of the pastors, pretty much the bishops of the PAW, to come in and give their like sales, their products, things of that nature, and other ministries and stuff like that.
Now, are these normally the more well-known preachers and bishops in the
Actually, no. It's actually a combination of both well-known and those
Okay.
long-standing members of the PAW. So they actually do a good job of autonomy and diversifying, the vendors. So they do.
I don't want you to tell me all their business because you said 30% of the budget, and since I know my numbers real well,
You're really good with numbers, yeah.
yeah. What? Just give me a ballpark number for a vendor. How much you would charge a vendor to? Well, no. First question: how many vendors do they normally have? And the second question is, how much is the average that the vendor is paying to have their booth and stuff there?
I don't have that number because I haven't done that in years.
Okay.
But it depends on the city that they go to. Like when I was helping out in Atlanta, we had about 62 vendors in one area of the convention center. We were in Nashville, it was like around 50 to 55. And you said it yourself, PAW is kind of a smaller convention of the one that's Pentecostal. So like back in the day, we were neck and neck with Kojic.
Right.
Like, they used to be huge, and they used to have like Friday night concerts where they feature like Yolanda Adams and Commission in their prime when Fred was skinny. So like they had those. they used to be rocking it, but they're kind of like.
Well, why do you think things are dying down? Well, I think across the spectrum of the institutional church, things are sort of shrinking. But why do you think it's been happening to the PAW organization?
I think it's an older denomination. My pastor, when he was presider, he was the youngest ever, if I'm not mistaken. And then like the average bishop there is like 62 to 65. So you missing that generation. One thing I can say about Kojic, their age group, you can have a bishop at like 30, and then the oldest is like in their late 80s. So there's a group of, it's a whole facet. I want to say like, and I'm in marketing, so like that 18 to 35 demographic is considered a sweet spot, and that's what Kojic has right now. And I think PAW kind of caters to that older. I'm gonna joke a little bit, blue jean skirt type generation, kind of cultist vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, that's the thing. And this is why this show becomes so important. I know we joke a lot and I have a lot of good fun. Oh, trust me, and I'm gonna have some tonight too. So you better hang on to your hats. But anyway, Daryl, which
Daryl?
Huh?
Which Daryl?
Well, both of you. I got two up here, so you can pick either one of you. But no, what I'm saying is, Daryl, it is, and I'll say to the PAW, Daryl, the issue.
There we go.
Here's the issue. This is something when it comes to that you have a great responsibility, Daryl, the PAW, Daryl. If you're going to relate faith to culture, you're going to have to learn how to merge the two in a way that doesn't necessarily change the tradition. You honor the tradition and the understanding of the tradition, but you're able to move the people forward progressively with a progressive thought, so that it sort of encompasses what a life of faith is, and also the what I like to call the mindset of a Christian, or having a Christian's thought life. Having control of their thought life, because really the war with Christians and Christendom is really in the mind. It's all a mind deal, because the enemy only comes to play tricks with your mind and play all these kind of games. So if you understand who Christ is in relation to you and so many other things, you win the war, so to speak. And I think one of the reasons why so many denominations and so many stuff, they're trying to still beat people with the scripture, and they're teaching it in a way that is not skillful enough to deal with the culture, because it takes a skill to preach the word to a generation of people who are not accustomed to understanding why you believe the things that you believe. If that makes sense.
I agree with you 100%. One of my mentors in the faith has a saying, like, the message stays the same, but the methods always change.
Right.
And that is like, the message of the word never changes, but the methods in which we give the word has to change. And I think that's a major issue, not just with PAW, but other, denominations that, you try to throw down or like throw the Bible in people's throats. And you can't force anybody to eat their food. It's like a toddler. If they don't like broccoli, you don't force it down their throat. That's called assault.
Right.
So we have to be mindful of that. And I wanted to say with Marvin Sapp, you hit the nail on the coffin. It wasn't his action, it was the delivery.
Right.
He was incredibly rude.
Right.
Incredibly rude to the ushers. And that's his, I don't want to say that's his MO, but I just felt like after giving the word and after, calling people to the altar, you flip it and you make this, like you said it yourself, a stick up. Because that's what it was. Like, it was a stick up. And it felt, it was a nasty disposition when I saw it the first time. Like, this sermon was a year ago. Let's be clear on that.
Yeah.
And you called it out too. I'm kind of getting tired of churches doing live streams as a way to market themselves, because you're showcasing, one, your old school ways that are not going to fly in today's world. And then two, you're not ready for prime time.
Right.
Because like it's some things should be closed from the public.
Well, since you mentioned that, I wasn't going to say it, but I'm going to say it now. Let's talk about that. Here's something that I recommend that preachers do. If you're going to broadcast the message, now here's Mad Church Disease helping you yet again. I've been doing this for years and years and years, and I'm about to help you again. On your major preaching nights that you're going to market to the world, these are your reading rainbow sermons. These are the butterflies in the sky, I can go twice as high sermons. These are the ones where you are just preaching from the book and you're telling the Bible story or account. You're just sticking to the text and you're just preaching the word. You don't get into what you think about homosexuality. You don't get into what you think about lesbianism. You don't get into all of these hot button issues amongst society, because here's the thing. Whether or not you agree with a person's life or lifestyle, those are things that you teach and talk about when you are discipling people, because you're not discipling a person from the pulpit. I'm about to help somebody. I wish these people, and shout out to Doreen who went ahead and sent us our first cash app of the night. Thank you so much, Doreen. Now I only need 9 more of y'all to go ahead and send $10. But Daryl, listen to me very carefully. That's the danger of what we do, because let me explain something to you. Preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ is never going to be a well-received message. And let me tell you why. Because it divides and it cuts. And we talked about this before when we had our other little friend up here. Oh, bless him.
Don't remind me. Yeah, that was a mess.
Bless him heart. But it divides. The Bible cuts. It divides. The Bible, it doesn't make it easy for you to have a belief system and walk away. Because let me tell you something. He who comes to God must first believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of those that diligently seek him. Understand something. You have to seek him. And you need to understand something. I'm being real honest here when I tell you this. The Bible is a book that will constantly and consistently make you leave your mama, your daddy, others behind, The Bible separates. That's what people don't
Yeah.
understand. We make the Bible so flowery, but just really, if you understand the true life of a Christian and a believer, it separates. Now, go ahead.
Did you want to say something, Daryl?
No, I'm coming in a minute. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And I agree with that statement. This is where I think that how should I put this? The way that churches are streaming now, even with conventions, I think it's you're seeing more and more stories go viral because our job is to separate from the world. So how are you separating from the world, when you giving out a free stream service?
Right.
And then they get a chance to go in and interject in something that they don't know anything about or know the whole culture of it. They're just in a bird's eye view that you give them free will to go and look and see. And you have the situation like a Marvin Sapp, like a TD Jakes, and the world doesn't know our world, if that makes any sense. And that's why I think like we need to eliminate that. And I'm getting tired of preachers. The whole thing that she brought up about the honorariums, the models of conventions, it comes across as a business transaction. And the overarching goal is, where is the ministry out of this? All I hear is business. All I hear is money transactions. All I hear is credit cards. I don't hear about souls. I don't hear about baptism. I had a whole meeting where I went off on the ministers at my church for baptism. I'm like, yo, why I gotta find ministers to baptize folks? Come on, y'all.
That's because, but that's because I don't think ministry and the focus of ministry anymore is about souls, Daryl.
No, it's not.
That's not what it's about. I was a part of a ministry. I kid you not. Clarence McClendon, and yes, I call his name. Clarence, at one particular time when we were worshiping in the Palladium in Hollywood, we didn't even do altar calls for a very long time. He preached a message. There was no altar call ever. And I used to get so upset because I would be like, I remember one altar call he did, Daryl, and we're going to move along from this because I know some of y'all are probably being bored to death. But anyway, I got 96 likes. You all, let me stop and hit the like button. And while you're hitting the like button, and hopefully I don't have to do this, but more than once, please fall out of the bushes, hit the like button. Daryl both Daryl stay put. Y'all hit the like button. Welcome to the Mad Church Disease channel, a channel dedicated to our forgotten brothers and sisters throughout the ages. Want to stay connected to me and the Mad Church Disease community? Well, then join our email community newsletter. Stay in the know with all the updates and fresh content that is created for this channel. It's time you join the private community for the revolutionary family, where we can talk and laugh all in a space that's safe with a no judgment zone. Connect with other members and build lasting friendships. The doors are now open. Want to stay connected and be notified each time I go live? Subscribe to the text community and be notified each time that we go live. Simply add your details for instant updates on all our lives. Are you a budding YouTuber or business professional who would like my thoughts on all things business related? Book a free 15-minute consultation where I can help with social media, YouTube, web design, and so much more. Book your consultation now and build your future. Get away from the rat race and build your business. What's up, Myron? Thank you so very much for joining us. I want to say this real carefully. Christine Parks, pay attention. Myron is a frat brother of Daryl Moore. So you try to act like Daryl ain't got no frat brothers today. So I just thought I'd highlight that for you, just real quick for you. There you go, Christine. Shout out to Myron. Shout out. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. All right, Daryl. So continue, Daryl.
Yeah. So this is the thing I've noticed. COVID was a game changer as far as church is concerned. People are not going to these buildings anymore. And you got to have a marketing strategy in place. And if you don't, you're fooling yourself to keep people engaged from their cell phones, from their laptops, from their smart TVs or whatever. You got to have a plan to keep these people engaged and contributing to your ministry from the comforts of their house, their car, wherever they are. And a lot of people didn't get ahead of the curve, so to speak. So they got lost. That's why you see a lot of churches have closed up and folded and gone their separate ways. But what I noticed, even way back like 2005, I'd say, when I was still living in Atlanta. I was going to Newburgh. These television networks start putting a bug in these mega church pastors' ear. Hey, when you are preaching, nobody should be behind you. So next thing you know, choir would say, they would get out the choir stand. Only the man of God is supposed to be on front when the camera's on him. He's the center of attention. So the choirs would have to leave. Back in my day, when you was growing up, the choir just sat behind you preaching. The choir behind you. Now, if you look at all these TV ministries, the praise and worship team come out, it's about 8 people. They do their little singing. They get out the way. Preacher comes from the side, center stage, gives a sermon, boom, and they gone.
As a matter of fact, there's no more choirs anymore.
Right.
I don't see a full-fledged choir at a church anymore. It's getting a little bit like, I think St. James talked when he came to my church. He talked about like, is this a church service or is this like a production? And I had to like,
it's a production.
He's right. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And
but if we had those types of church services, Daryl, I'm gonna be honest with you, I want everybody in a robe. Yes. I don't want nobody not in a robe. If I was doing church, I would take us all the way back old school. You hear me? I would bring us back to what brought us over. Because I'm trying to tell you what we're looking at. Listen, I am a red-blooded man. I love the Lord. God knows I love him. But I done told y'all I like some other stuff too. I cannot worship when you got your breasts out and you got your skirt is so tight that it's showing all the curves. I'm trying to worship. I'm being honest.
What the elders say? What the elders say?
I'm trying to worship.
A titty for me.
But I'm paying attention too. I'm just saying. Everybody would be in a robe. And that includes the praise and worship leaders. Everybody would be in a robe. I'm just saying. Go ahead. PAW, Daryl, go ahead.
No, man, I agree 100%. I think COVID was a wake-up call. COVID also showcased to the Black community, while we have these multi-million-dollar churches and they're not known in our communities and they're not servicing the communities. Like during COVID, I never shared this with you, Marcellus. My Bishop Ellis asked me to lead a food drive during COVID, in which we brought in, government-led food and funding, and we fed over 700 families every Friday for 2 years straight.
Wow, I'm trying to think what my organization did. I probably should call, but we did the same thing. We actually started a food pantry, which is something that our nonprofit didn't have at the time. We didn't have a food pantry. We actually started a food pantry. Not only did we start a food pantry, but we opened up our community center during the hot summer months when it was hot, so that the elderly could come in and actually, those people that didn't have AC and actually cool off. Because here's another thing that a lot of people don't think about this stuff, and they don't understand. A lot of elderly people don't have AC in their homes, and so we had to provide fans for them. And not only did we provide fans, but we also had to give them a place to come and sit and cool off. So just in your thinking, understand something. When I talk about ministry, you guys, to me that is ministry. Because I'm actually meeting the needs of people. To me, that is ministry. Ministry is just not giving people a scripture and taking a text. Ministry to me is about meeting the needs of actual people. To me, that is the most effective ministry that there is. So I'll leave it there.
Yeah, I agree with your sentiments 100%. Like, I learned what true ministry is during COVID. And I would think that 5 years later, we will see some semblance of change in the Black church.
But it takes a long time for church people. Daryl, let me tell you something. Church people are always the last people to change. And this is one of the reasons why I hit church people so hard and I make people so mad. Because I was telling people before there were ever, let me tell y'all, back in the day, there was a couple of us who were mainstream out here really handling stuff. There was King Jives, there was William McRae, there was the Church Folk Revolution. Believe it or not, there was a young man called Ringo TV. There was another lady named JL Productions. See, some of these names I'm saying, y'all don't even have a clue who these people are. Now, William, y'all know. Jives, y'all know. But there was no Larry Reed. There was no Larry Reed Live. There was just those of us. There was a website called pimppreacher.com. Some of y'all hated that website. But trust me, the website was worth its weight in gold. Let me tell you that, because we taught you all a lot of stuff. And years before, Daryl, you talk about COVID changing the spectrum. We were yelling and telling people, God is changing and shifting, and the way we're doing church is not going to last. And Jamal Bryant, and yes, I called you out, even though you my Instagram pastor. Jamal Bryant had the nerve. They used to get up in their pulpit and talk crap about us. I'm serious. And because we kept saying, because they kept telling us that you couldn't fellowship at home and you couldn't have virtual church. That's what they used to say. I declare it's the truth. And we used to be railing and be mad. I don't know what you're talking about. Jesus said, if 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, I'm in the midst. Whether y'all know it or not, he's here right now. But anyway, we used to be yelling and railing and all this stuff. And Daryl, both Daryls, they would talk so much crap about us. I remember one time Juanita Bynum was saying a whole bunch of old mean stuff. But I don't expect for Juanita Bynum and the Bynamites to say nothing else, because
don't get me started on that one.
Yeah, well, them Bynamites is something else, because the Bynamites is like the Hittites, the Jebusites. Them Bynamites is something else. But I'll just put it to you there. Ain't no beehive, they the Bynamites.
I have a whole thing about Juanita and her foolishness. So,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, held my church hostage for 27 weeks for foolishness.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but Daryl, things like what you're doing is ministry, but we've crossed over into an area now where people can recognize what the church is doing, because a lot of times it's not being done from a sincere place. It's being done from a marketing place.
Yeah.
It's being done from a place so we can recoup our money. We're not really trying to serve people. We're doing it for the look of it. And so it makes a big difference. Now, listen, I believe that preachers should be paid. I do. I'm one of these people. I do believe that if I come and I deliver a message and I do what I need to do and serve you well, you need to pay me. Point blank in the period. Musicians, everybody. And I don't think that the pastor should be the only one that getting a check. Everybody else, some of these folks in the church need to also be receiving a check. I'm not the only, I just don't believe in that. Everybody working on a volunteer basis, but the pastor and the musicians. You understand what I'm saying? You got the praise team working for free, the choir working for free, because the choir don't even get no check. They just coming and offering their gifts to the Lord. The ushers don't get paid. Nobody getting paid.
Ministry,
ain't nobody getting paid.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm just saying. So if you want
music,
that type of ministry,
the pastor, the minister of music, and some churches, I don't even think the assistant pastors get paid, do they?
some of them, it depends.
Don't.
It depends, because if your church is making money, they've got to offload some of the cash there, Daryl. If you got a bigger ministry, when you go from, like we did at Church of the Harvest, from being, before we ever got on television, our budget was like 1.2 million. It was like a $2 million budget. But you got it when you go on TV, Daryl, your budget increases from like 1 to 2 million. Now you talking 5, 7, $10 million. Now you got a $10 million budget. And trust and believe, when you got a $10 million budget, you're going to do a lot of stuff to make sure that you reach your budget.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You ain't selling fish dinners, that's for sure.
Chicken dinners go lower.
Yeah, but Mary, they hold their home church. They funded their new church. They got a beautiful church where they go, where they were raised at. Fish dinners, fish and chicken dinners. They had a whole thing outside their church. You used to be able to go and get a barbecue dinner and everything. And that's how they financed their church and built up their whole new church. They sure did. Because you all know Erica and Tina's from the hood. I'm just saying.
And their sister Gugu is the hoodest one. So
yeah. Gugu is a mess, though. Ain't she a mess? They all a mess.
In a good way.
But you know what I said about those? You know what I said about them Atkins girls, right? If you put all them Atkins girls and put them side by side with the way they hips spread, they'll make a complete circle. Them women got some hips on them. Let me tell you, Shandalobo Sha. Them Atkins girls got some hips.
I'll take them over the Braxtons any day of the week.
Oh yeah. I ain't lying. When a woman stand up and she curve like this, I want to thank the Lord every day. Because let me tell you, them Atkins girls they some curvy girls, boy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I digress.
I agree 100%. I think it's going back to what we were talking about, Marvin Sapp. I think I joked last night. it's got to be the two Marvins from Detroit that's been cutting up the last couple of months.
Well, it goes from Detroit to Texas. So over there with you, Daryl, y'all got to get y'all stuff together.
Oh, you in Texas?
No, he in Detroit.
I'm in Detroit.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
I'm in Cleveland. Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just. I said it before. Like, it's just become a circus now. Like, even like the world is just looking at us like we're a joke.
Right.
But they already know, like, oh yeah, that's the black church cut.
But I think that can be turned around. And the reason why I think that could be turned around, oh man, Lord help me. I think it can be turned around, Daryl. And the reason why I feel like it can be turned around, if we just started being sincere with the stuff that we do and care about the community, just get back to ministering to the community. Stop trying to win the world, because you win the world by winning your community.
Absolutely.
We got churches on every corner. Just focus in on your community and making your community better. Go ahead, Daryl.
When you say you got churches on every corner, I made the joke when I moved to Cleveland. I said, when God returns, I said the first place he's gonna stop has got to be Cleveland, because you can literally go 5 blocks and hit 10 churches.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about little bitty box churches. I'm talking about big churches that still got people going to them. I mean, every denomination you can think of is here in this town, because it's such a racially diverse city. Greek Orthodox, Armenian, Catholic, Baptist, Methodist, all these other denominations that black people attend. Then you storefront churches. Then you got people having church in hotels, and people having church in high school gyms on the weekend because they can't find a sanctuary. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. I mean, if you can't find God in Cleveland, you just ain't looking for him.
Well, that's everywhere.
Yeah, that's
everywhere. But believe it or not,
it's just that prevalent. I mean, literally from here to where my part-time job is 2 miles away, I literally passed 12 churches. And all of them
claim that God called them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And they say God called them to that block and to that neighborhood and to that area, and they're going to win the city for Jesus. Now, here's my question, Daryl, PAW Daryl. So here we go. We got all these 12 churches. They all going to win the city for Jesus, but they can't get together to do it. How are you going to win the city and the folks for Jesus, but you can't come together? I don't understand.
I don't get it. I don't get it. And even here in Detroit, we have more churches per block than any other city outside the Vatican. We found that out. And you know the stuff that we've been dealing with the last 2 decades. We're just now getting our stuff together. Wow. And now we had a Council of Baptist Society. That was a coalition of like Baptist ministers across the city that will come together and have counsel and like work with the city. But that's pretty much it.
Wow.
And I'm kind of disgusted about that.
Well, can y'all get that Baptist council and some council of churches to tell Marvin to stop trying to build this church? And can y'all please, from what I understand, Daryl, he borrowed some more money to complete this church.
That's embarrassing, man.
He done borrow some more money.
It's a joke. It's a joke here in Detroit.
All jokes aside, this is just my personal feeling. I don't want to reflect on nobody else. I got a feeling when that church is finally complete, he won't be here.
Oh, I believe that 100%. I believe that 100%.
Oh Lord, I'm moving on because I don't need no more death predictions. Hold on. Tara says, what happened to testimony service? I'm gonna tell you right now, Tara, what happened with it. Y'all don't know how to testify, so they stopped doing them. That's what happened to them. Y'all get up there and start talking about everything.
Heal my gout. God heal my gout.
Y'all don't know how to testify. That's why they got rid of it.
God delivered me from that car accident in 1973.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you getting up telling, I've heard some of the worst testimonies. Let me hush because I started to say one of the worst.
God heal me from my hemorrhoids.
I was just about to talk about this dude gave a testimony about waking up and God delivering him from his hemorrhoids. I went, this is too much. Take the mic from him right now.
Yeah.
Take it from him right now. Yeah, leave the testimony service back where it is in the past.
Yeah. Post it on a podcast somewhere, a bulletin board. online chat.
Yeah, well, hello, Lexus Driver, to you too, because I know I hadn't seen you in a minute. But hey, Lexus Driver, let me see. You got who is Queen Mother foaming at the mouth? Mike Todd doing the Watusi.
I don't
Todd
consider
Hall.
I don't consider Mike Todd a minister. You can just eliminate him.
Oh yeah,
from
we'll talk
conversation.
about that in a second. Todd Hall talking to the dead. Jamal not paying child support. Marvin locking doors. Terry Jackson, my God, from Zion. Well, let me tell you why I don't consider Todd Hall. Well, no, you tell me, PAW Daryl. Why do you not consider him?
Mike Todd is not a minister. Mike Todd is an entertainer. And if you know his testimony, he didn't want to be in ministry. He wanted to be a musician. So
he wanted to do what his two younger brothers did.
Correct. But he kind of was thrust into that church. And if you know that the history, like
you know who his mother is, right?
Yeah,
you know his mother and father?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was actually going to bring that. I was going to bring that up. His mom and dad were the praise and worship leaders for Carlton Pearson back in the day.
Well, but his mother and I were friends for a short period of time.
Oh, really?
Until some people. Well, that's a whole nother story.
I mean,
she's my Facebook friend, and we communicated through Facebook. Okay. But let me just tell you something. People are so dirty. Y'all know how open I am about my opinions, and so they sent her a video of mine. Oh, how could you associate yourself with somebody like this? Well, I've been associating myself with you for years on this here Facebook. Just because I have a difference of opinion don't mean that we can't be friends or we can't be cordial to one another. Do you know Brenda blocked me and had no more communication with me whatsoever? Isn't that a mess?
That's embarrassing.
Isn't that a mess? I say, wow. And what's so funny, I know people that she know. We all know people that we each other know. So I'm just like...
So his parents were praise and worship leaders for who again?
Bishop Carlton Pearson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's the reason why he officiated the funeral, because he grew up around that.
Oh, now all of the pieces start making sense.
Yeah,
you say that every time. We done gave you 12,000 pieces.
No, because I don't know these people like you do.
You say that every time, but I keep giving you all the knowledge, and then
you know this.
You just
forget.
forget.
You're a churchy boy. You didn't even take a drink till you were 25. I know street stuff.
So the church.
You know church boy stuff. I know heathen stuff. See, you know Todd Hall. I know the Aaron Hall. See, that's
okay, exactly.
Yeah. See, I know that hall. You know the other hall. See, that's
God.
Yeah.
You know the hall that fled the country right now.
Yeah, I know the guy shooting in the hell raising. You know the preacher side. I know the demon side.
But the church that Mike Todd preaches at, Transformation Church, that was started by Bishop Carlton Pearson and his friend. I forgot his name, Marcellus.
The white guy.
The white guy.
His name too.
It was the white guy's church. Because remember, like it was him and Carlton Pearson that came together. Right. To start that. And
he still controls the church. The white man does.
Oh, yeah. He was at the funeral too. And he stepped aside and gave it to Mike Todd. But all that to say, like,
he didn't even give it to him. He's still in charge of the church, is what I'm saying. Mike don't want nothing.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. But I mean, just the way that this brother he doesn't give the word. He gives a motivational interlude.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why I don't think he's a pastor. You gave your version. Here's mine. All Mike Todd does is steal other people's sermons.
Absolutely.
That's all he does, and he repackages them, and then he sells them to his congregation. He just steals everybody else's messages. That's all he does.
Mm-hmm.
He don't have an original thought. He's like some of these vloggers out here. They don't have an original thought to save their whole life. They come over here. They crowd my chat. They watch, get my numbers high as high can be, or as Daryl would say, as high as a camel's cooch. And then when I ask them to hit the like button, everybody get all nervous. You over here, you watching. I know you watching, and you're in the bushes. Please just hit the like button for God's sake. Yeah. I'm just saying. And shout out to to James for being the next person to sow over here at the Mad Church Disease channel. I really appreciate it. Now, if I could just get 8 more of y'all to sow at least $10, that would be great. We will have met our goal. Amen. Bless the name of the Lord. Now, now somebody asked me a question in here. I'm gonna have to find it. Hold on. What was the question? Oh God, I should have started. I got to get used to this system again, Daryl. What did y'all ask me? Oh, never mind. All right. But while you here, Daryl, PAW, you want to tell me your thoughts on Paula White this week?
She's
Oh,
a
Lord.
heifer, plain and simple.
Oh, Lord.
That's my thoughts on Paula White.
Well, I think Paula White is a master at bankrupting every single thing in church she has ever been a part of.
And speaking of the black church, I find it really interesting that no one called her out for taking over Zachary Tim's church in Florida.
I did.
You're the only one, but none of the major prominent leaders. No one has talked about that.
Well, you know why, right? You know why that didn't happen. Go ahead, Daryl. I'm gonna let you say something. Cigar blogger. Go
You
ahead.
don't speak out against the concubine. You don't speak out against somebody that you was just in the upper room with the night before. So you can't talk about somebody that you had your fun with.
Now let me put it
I'm
to
gonna
you
leave
like
it right
this. That's Daryl's comment. Here's mine. The reason why they didn't speak out about it is because that was a protege and a product of TD Jakes. TD Jakes, because of his control and influence, got her Zachary Tim's church, much to the chagrin of Reva. Excuse me. And so it was just a big old fight. If y'all remember, Ivy Hilliard, they had formed a caucus that was supposed to get together to determine who was going to take over his church. Now, I'm going to tell you how these church folks are. Something else to me. Who the hell are you to come and form a caucus to determine where a church that I started is going to go? If your spouse passes away, who do you think you are to come in and just disregard me, Reva? And y'all just gonna make the decisions, knowing how well Reva spoke at women's conventions, and she was an assistant to her husband, but y'all just gonna come and take her church from her. If I was Reva Timms, I would have whooped Paula White's tail on sight. I'd have pulled a Funky Geneva. I'm gonna slap you as soon as I see you.
And just ramsack that church to the ground. It's a shell of what it used to be.
She took all the money out. That's what they do.
Yeah.
If you know Paula White's history, now this is my opinion. Every church that Paula has ever pastored, she sucks the church dry. She's a leech. And then she just flies the coop. She done drew as much money away out of it as she could, and then she gonna fly the coop. And I'm gonna give you another example. God help me tonight. I tell you, I'm giving a lot of teaching here. She's just like a lot of vloggers who have, giving circles and all kind of stuff, and prophetic circles, and they suck the money dry out of all of those people giving thousands of dollars.
Have lobsters in their lake.
Got lobsters in the backyard.
I still can't.
I'm reading the comments. Funny story about, well, it ain't funny. I used to live in New York, and I was at a film event, and I was speaking. Across the street from the hotel where Zachary Timms was found dead, and I was there as the EMTs and the cops and everybody was rushing in. I didn't know what was going on until I got back to my apartment and turned the news on. I found out who it was. I still had no idea who this guy was. So I had to Google him. But I was like, oh, he's a big preacher down in Florida. And he was up in the hotel, and you know how the story went. But it was just, of all places, it happened in Times Square.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Times Square, in a hotel in Times Square. I mean, literally in the heart of Times Square.
Now, what I find interesting is he was still on TBN. He was still hosting the Praise the Lord program, high as a kite. Y'all with all this discernment that didn't even know that the man was high as a kite. When he was found, according to the reports,
coke and a hooker.
This Russian woman that he was supposed to be with, and I think, that alone is probably why he was snorting the dope, because most Russian women got hair on their chest. And so that had to make for an interesting.
Errol Moore Sr. from Cleveland, Ohio did not say that. So,
they have hair on their chest.
And the FBI, because you're working for the president who has
just saying.
Do not send anybody over to my house.
The views and opinions do not represent those.
Listen here, y'all know y'all know how I gets down. I love to laugh, but I'm trying to tell you, I believe that Russian woman had some hair on her chest, and
Yeah.
he went in there and he had to rub that hair on her chest and sing soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Warm kitty, soft kitty, purr, purr, purr. He was over there rubbing that Russian woman's chest with all that hair on it. He was like, man, I gotta go do me a line of coke to get rid of this kind of stuff. Bless his heart. But see, that just goes to show you how much discernment folks don't have. They claim to have all this discernment while this man was leading all of this stuff and pastoring this church and going to praise the Lord to host the show. No one knew he was getting high and he had regressed back into his old habits. What's up, Couture Bay? Who removed tweets and pics? What do you say now? DW? Who removed I don't know who you're talking about, Culture. Couture Bay, I don't know who you're talking about. I'm sorry. DW. Who's DW? Homie. Oh, Dallas Fort Worth, I think. I don't know. Is that what you mean? You know I'm slow. I'm a church guy. I don't know what you're talking about. You got to make stuff real plain for me. I'm slow. All I knew.
He died in a hotel. He died in a hotel room. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Dwight Howard. Oh, okay. Dwight Howard.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, I get you.
Oh, okay. It's Dwight Howard. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, CC, for all your support of the Mad Church Disease program.
Oh, Daryl Walls.
Oh, Daryl Walls.
No, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. K Rich don't know either. K Rich is just as church as me. Stop, K Rich. You don't know either.
Y'all got to really get out more often. I might have to take y'all to Vegas or something.
Yeah.
Actually, we're going to do a meet and greet in Vegas. We'll let y'all know about that coming up soon. Isn't that correct, Christine Parks? I'm calling out Christine Parks. The meet and greet. Mm-hmm.
But going back to Paula White, there's a lot of similarities with how TD Jakes brought up Paula White. It's similar to how Oprah brought up Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz. Like, nobody talks about how she opened her platform up for these two cuckoos for Cocoa Puffs who are wreaking havoc in this country. And it's very similar to TD Jakes with Paula White and what's the other one? That's a Republican. Can't figure it, but it's just like he ain't nowhere to be. Well, he got his own mess to deal with right now, but that woman has always been about the dollar. And I always, when I think about Paula White, I think about that comment that Roland Martin said, where you're supposed to be a prophet. It's spelled Prophet, not Profit,
right?
Which is all we see.
Well, and that's there was a great Richard Haverstein. I don't know if you've ever heard this quote. He's a German philosopher, and I can't quote it verbatim, but the bottom line, it says that when the Greeks got the gospel, they turned it into a philosophy. When the Americans got the gospel, we turned it into a business. And there's a whole quote to it, and I'll have to post it again so everybody can see. It's a great quote, because America turns things into a business, and I think it's because of our environment, and plus we are a capitalistic society. Everything that is done here in America is generated based upon money. You understand? Mm-hmm. We're not doing anything altruistically. That's not our motivation. We're not doing things out of the kindness of our hearts. That's not what we're doing things for. I'm just saying.
Capitalism, the exploitation of man by man, and that's the bedrock of this society in this country.
And when you can have an orange man to run an American, you may as well buy a can, sit on a can, because that's all you're gonna be able to do. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing else. That's all I'm saying. America's we're in deep doo-doo and we don't see it.
Yeah. Well, guys, I gotta hop off. I'm actually packing because I'm moving into my.
Well, go ahead and pack away, and I'll make sure that I don't say Paul, because I don't mind saying Paul. I was raised on Little House on the Prairie. You remember when Laura Ingalls used to look at her dad? Okay, Paul.
Oh, that's funny. She lives in Michigan now.
Huh?
She lives in Michigan now. She lives outside of Detroit in Holland, Michigan.
This how you know you old, when the people you grew up with, Laura Ingalls, is like old and with wrinkles, and Gidget is about to check on up out of here. How old is Gidget now? About 85?
Sally Field's 80.
Oh, I used to love Gidget. Lord have mercy.
She
Let me
still
get.
looks good for her age. That's
Yeah,
a good
she
looking
does.
white
Yes,
woman.
she does. But I'm just saying that goes to show you how old we are. I'm just all right, sir. Enjoy your
All
time.
right,
Enjoy
man.
your
Y'all have a
pack.
good
Have a good
one.
night.
Be safe. Be
All right.
safe.
Oh Lord. Yes, I said Laura Ingalls, K Rich. And Michael Landon. Y'all remember Michael Landon? I'm
God
just
rest
saying.
his soul.
What's up, Gerald? But Paula learned how to perfect her and sleep in the lion Indian. So yes, TD may have appointed her, but Benny perfected her in my Shanda Bobo Sha. I ain't gonna touch that with a 10-fold pole tonight. I'm gonna leave that alone. But they were holding hands. The Inquirer caught them coming out of the hotel holding hands.
Who?
And I'm saying that's before she got to the new husband, and Benny wasn't even divorced yet. But you didn't hear that from me. You heard that from Benita Betrayal. I'm just saying. Daryl, you all right over there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me go on because I got something else that I wanted. I'll have to come back to that. What is
Man,
that?
we really should watch them Kojic Granny
Oh
videos.
Lord. Daryl has finally discovered the Kojic Granny McCrae page over there on Instagram. The page that I talk about every week.
I have not laughed that hard in a long time.
Yeah. Let me just bring this up. You guys may not know Kanye West's manager has reportedly gotten so fed up with him that he has actually quit. People are quitting on Kanye. I'm trying to tell y'all, if somebody don't get over there and save Kanye West, Kanye gonna be broke and he ain't gonna have no more money.
If he
They
blows
gonna steal all his money.
if he blows through $1 billion, he deserves to be broke. I ain't got no sympathy for him because you got $1 billion and you blow through that, you deserve whatever you get.
Yeah, well, that's what they're dealing with. I just thought I'd share that with y'all. So they're gone. Let me go down here so I can uplift on this. And Daryl, we got to queue up those videos. Let's see. I don't know.
Please do the Easter egg one.
All right, hold on. Oh Lord, this is for Daryl Moore and the Nutville. Let's see. Let me pull it up.
Please, Lord Jesus, that was the funniest thing I ever seen in my life.
I'm gonna wait for this website to load because y'all know these stuff be taking forever when you running on the Wi-Fi. Oh, come on. Okay, here we go. All righty, search. What is it?
I put it up in the chat earlier today.
I know, I'm on my other screen here. Oh, here
okay.
it is. It's coming up. Hold on.
Because I can put it in that private chat. Oh,
all right. And whoever owns this website, I don't even know who owns this Instagram, but whoever owns this Instagram, you are helping all of us over here with Daryl Moore and Mad Church Disease channel get our entire life because we be laughing up a storm. This is the website, and they're using AI for a lot of this stuff, but it is so funny, you all. I don't know who's doing this website, but this stuff is hilarious. Now I gotta find the Easter Bunny one, Daryl. So you
there it is.
All right, you all. So here's the Easter Bunny one that Daryl wants y'all to look at. So hold on.
Blow it up.
Yeah, hopefully they don't kill my monetization for that quick little deal there. I might have to cut the music out or cut this portion out. But as you can see, he's laying eggs and hopping.
And hopping and pooping eggs. He ain't laying eggs, he's pooping eggs.
Now I'm gonna tell you the one that y'all need to go watch. This one right here.
Right there.
Oh my God. Oh my
Free
God.
Dr. Pepper.
That thing had me laughing so hard I could barely breathe. I want to send a shout out to all of you that have given tonight. Thank y'all so very much. So I want to appreciate you. James, thank you so much. You and Doreen did a marvelous job. Thank y'all so very much. I appreciate your love and support. But these are funny. These things are hilarious.
Oh man, all day.
And these are real eyebrows, just so y'all know.
He drew them on.
These aren't made up. These are actually his eyebrows. Hilarious. And William, calm down. You know, we just calm down. We just talking about the page. because William don't like this page because they actually did some stuff to him and his pastor, and William was upset about
called
that
Kojic McCrae.
Yeah, this is funny. This page is hilarious.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And it has over 3,000 followers. I'm just saying, over 3,000 people is following this page. So now
and some of them are celebrities.
Oh Lord, I'm about to get in more trouble. I'll put the link in the chat for you. Don't say I ain't never gave you nothing.
You're gonna be up laughing. I'm telling you now.
Don't say I ain't never gave you nothing.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna be hollering.
This page keeps us laughing, and it ain't nothing we've done, but we just be laughing because William is funny. He's one of those people who he's funny without knowing he's funny. I don't dislike William or hate William in any way. I just think William is hilarious. He can be mean at times, but
he's mean all the time.
Yeah, he can be mean at times, especially when he in his wheelchair going through the airport. He had to
down one of them escalators so fast. Oh my God, I wouldn't have a job but that day.
Or he going through the drive-through to get a $5 box. He be mean.
I mean, just mean and hateful for no reason.
Now, Daryl, what are your thoughts? We're still waiting on the TD Jakes discovery. You got any estimates on when you think?
Anytime, but we ain't gonna go no further than the 15th when your taxes is due. I'm looking really April Fool's Day.
Well, do you think it was strategic when Jakes came out with this interview?
Oh man, he's clever like a fox, brother. He gets on. He tells the world on the Today Show that he had a massive heart attack and that the person accusing him is a 2-time convicted SAer of young boys. And he didn't go on somebody else's platform and slide them a super chat or a cash out. He went on the Today Show.
Right.
Seen all over this world in prime time, early in the morning, while people were headed to work, while people was at work, people were looking on their phones, people were looking on the internet, people were at their house looking on TV, and everybody saw it.
And let me just say this for Larry Reed of the Larry Reed Live Show. This is my thoughts. This has nothing to do with any other guest. Quit calling TD Jakes stupid. That's number one. Number two, Larry, you cannot compare the Today Show with your raggedy YouTube channel. From what I hear, you're trying to tell people that you and TD Jakes is like some kind of way on the same level. I don't know what's wrong with you. You are not on his level. So you just need to go on somewhere and shut the hell up because that's stupid. You're not on the man's level, sir. Get on out of here with that bull. You're not on TD Jakes' level. You're not the same. He's successful. He's a multi-millionaire. He made his money by making movies, making music, making other things. You made your money, in my opinion, by being a grifter, okay? And laying Kindle over there across your bed, butt naked. He's a dickhead. He's over there butt naked, laying across your bed. According to Lester Petier, he was laying across your bed, a butt naked. I'm just saying. So don't start and don't have it in your mind that you're on the same level as TD Jakes. I don't know what's wrong with these people. The Bible says that some of these people really think highly of them, more highly of themselves than they ought to. And you are definitely a very good example of that, stupid. You're very, very, very poor example of that. I'm just saying. You're just crazy in your mind. Today Show, YouTube channel, one YouTube channel. Today Show, millions and millions of views. Your YouTube channel, hundreds of thousands of views. Let me tell y'all this. A lot of these YouTubers need to stop pretending like you famous too. We just come on here and we just talk. Now, there are some famous YouTubers, but most of us in this space, you're not famous. What's wrong with y'all? Don't nobody know you? We're in a very small niche little situation around here. If they call TMZ and said right now Mad Church Disease just went live, Harvey would be like, who the hell is Mad Church Disease? They don't know me.
Well, they know Mookie because they give him Skittles at the hospital.
It just kills me. These content creators get on my nerves. I swear they do. I'm sorry, they just do. You're not famous. Y'all not famous. You think you are. Y'all think y'all Hollywood stars. I don't know what in the world got in y'all. Some of y'all are crazy. Some of y'all are just nuts. I'm just saying. But Larry, you are not on that man's level. And then what you say, I'm just saying. Get out of there. Get out of there. You're not on his level. Moving right along. Moving right along. So I covered that. Oh my God, who else did I want to talk about? Oh, Donnie McClurkin. Did you see the video of Donnie McClurkin? I talked about it earlier in the week. Did you see it? All right. And if anybody wants to come up and chat, I pinned the link to the top of the chat, by the way. So if Daryl has to drop down and leave me, y'all, somebody can come up.
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm good right now. Yeah, but yeah, did you see that Donnie McClurkin thing?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, what did you think about that?
He's struggling with inner demons, in my opinion. You know, from the outside looking in, when somebody he attacks what he was and what I think he still is, and he comes out and he says, "Well, he trying in a backhanded way. Oh, when I was in the church and I needed this, and they came at me, and he trying to place the blame on his sexuality on other people. I just think he was gay. He acted on it.
Well, he's definitely had a lot of help.
I am.
Huh?
I'm in distress right now, Katrina. Yes, I am.
Why is he fighting for his life? Why are you fighting?
I'm trying not to laugh and holler.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm doing my best. I don't want to wake my son up, and I don't want to scare my dog in the other room.
Listen here. I'm just saying. Some people they thinking too highly of themselves, but I think Donnie just needs to come to grips with some stuff. He's never gonna. If
He's gonna drag a woman into his life for appearance's sake, and he's gonna hurt an innocent bystander.
No, well, I mean, that don't mean that Donnie can't function because he has a son. Y'all do know Donnie has a son. You didn't know Donnie McClurkin had a son? No, I'm saying.
Hell, Liberace and Little Richard had one, so hell.
Yeah, Donnie McClurkin has a son. So that you know his equipment work, and he not shooting blanks. So I mean, if he mess around and get somebody, and for some of these ladies need to understand, just based on the odds and numbers, you better pick some damn body, and you better pick them soon. I'm just saying, because the numbers are not in your favor. And maybe Donnie can give you a reason why, that you'll be able to stand. What do? You done all you can. Seem like you can't find a man. Well, you just stand. When there's nothing left to do, I can't even sing because I'm laughing. You just stand. When you can't find a man, you just stand. I'm just saying. Donnie told you what to do. He told you to just stand. I'm just saying. Oh, and if you're a vlogger and you don't know what to do and you don't have legs and you can't stand, Donnie trying to tell you what to do. Trying to tell you what you do. I'm just saying. That is hilarious. I'm saying. Now, Tyrone Blackburn's ass. Let me get back to him.
Lord.
I really don't like this lawyer. I don't even know.
I can tell, because I don't
like him. And let me tell you why I don't like him. First of all, it is 2025, and he needs to go get him some Afro Sheen or a pick. He needs to do what Erykah Badu told everybody at the very end of that album. She said, pick your Afro daddy because it's flat on one side. Pick your Afro daddy because it's flat on one side. Y'all don't remember that? She told, listen here, dude, comb your hair. Every picture I see you, every time I see you on somebody's platform, your hair is nappy. You're a grown man. You're a lawyer. Maybe you don't have any money. Maybe that's why you just don't pick your hair out. I don't understand. And then if you don't pick your hair out, you got on them Bill Cosby sweaters. Like, you remember them old Hot Wheel tracks that we used to have, or where we would get the Hot Wheels and we would race our Hot Wheels? Your sweaters always look like a Hot Wheel track. I don't understand why you just don't get something else to wear. And these people is so impressed. I'm not impressed with you, sir. You seem to be an ambulance chaser to me. That's what you seem to me. That's my opinion. That's really my opinion. I'm just saying, pick your Afro daddy because it's flat on one side. Okay. That's all I'm going to say on that note. Moving right along. Who else did I put on my agenda tonight? Wait a minute, because I be talking. I be unforgot who I put on the agenda.
I'm looking up here, Breezy. You said, what did Miss Flunder say? I got to know this one because
she was really talking. I saw what she said. Where Miss Breezy? Where's that at? Oh, I don't even see the comment. I'm looking for
it. It's up a little bit. What Please write it again. What did he exactly say? What did she exactly say?
Well, here's the thing. She told a story about a well-known gospel artist that slipped a young man his room key while he was on the platform preaching up against homosexuality and all this other stuff. And she
Should
kind of
definitely
alluded,
half of the preachers out there.
she kind of alluded that it might have been Donnie McClurkin. So you know, but
when did she make that? When did she
around
drop
that time when that story actually broke, when Donnie actually preached the message, she told it. I remember. Because this story just resurfaced, you guys. This is an old story.
So it happened probably around the time when people thought I was going to fly down to Atlanta and they had extra security.
Yeah, this was years ago, Daryl. This couple years ago, at least, that he preached
About 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's been at least.
That's when I was supposed, you know, they had the extra security to keep me from coming to the event that Flunder was at. And Pearson was still above ground.
Well, you know, I mean, I appreciate the work that Yvette Flunder has done. She has helped a myriad of people. People need to understand. To me, Yvette Flunder deserves to go down in history. I'm not going to go down the whole reason why she deserves to go down in history. She's done an amazing work, and I'm just going to leave it there. People can say whatever they want to say, but she deserves to go down in history, period, point blank. But let me just say this. Divine worship, in the words of Jesse Jackson, keep hope alive. Be down with dope and up with hope. I'm just saying. That's what he said.
Now it's coming up.
Yeah. What's coming up?
Our names and stuff.
Oh yeah, I finally found out what the button to push to make the names come up.
Okay.
It took forever. You know me. I be having a million things to do, and I have a million things running through my brain. How many likes we got on this video? Let's see.
We have 146, sir.
All right. Can I get one person? I need one more person to send us $25, or I need 2 people to send us $12.50. Okay. And then we will have met our goal. 2 more people. Thank you so very much.
To send us $8.88.
Right. That's so funny, Daryl. Let me see what was I about to show y'all. There was somebody just asked something. Wait a minute. What did y'all ask? I was gonna pull it up for you. But I'll pull up the Yvette Flunder stuff in a little bit in another time. But let me just say this. If you want your message to be received well, you also have to consider the pulpit that you're preaching from at times. Because sometimes your messages can't be received well because you're in the wrong place. I realize that, you know, the world is changing, the world is shifting, things are being done differently. But, you know, you got to be careful where you're preaching your messages from. And I got to get out of that space, or I mess around and say something I ain't got no business. All right. Well, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Shout out to Fred, Uncle Fred, for becoming a new member tonight. He did that. Shout out to Couture Bay. I'm sorry, I said Culture Bay. I keep saying that. Thank you for her beautiful self. Thank you for coming over here and hanging out with me. Cece, thank you so very much for your love and support to the channel. I really do appreciate it. And Couture Bay went ahead and polished it off with another $4 talking about Dwight Howard. Well, see, the thing about Dwight Howard is Dwight done got married, I think, to that little girl. And he's trying to erase all that past history. He don't want that stuff coming back up. He don't want that stuff coming back up.
It's too late. Everybody know what he did.
Well, he's trying to hide it.
But a lot of people don't realize his background. His uncle is Paul Howard, the former district attorney for Fulton County, Georgia, Atlanta. Fonnie Willis defeated him to take his job. She used to work for Dwight Howard's uncle.
Wow, I didn't know that.
He was the district attorney when Ray Lewis got charged with murder for that Super Bowl fight that 2 people got stabbed to death. He prosecuted Ray Lewis.
Wow.
That was him.
Somebody said church boy. Somebody said church boy. Somebody else said I had to Google Pastor Tim. I never heard of him. Well, the wonderful thing, Kelly, about coming over to the Mad Church Disease channel, I am always going to educate you. I'm always gonna give you some good information over here. That's just the truth. I'm just trying to tell.
Church stuff, street stuff.
Yeah, you always gonna get some information over here. That's for
Dwight
sure.
Howard saved now. Maybe.
He might be saved from touching the little boys, but I'm just saying he might be saved. He might be saved.
Yeah. Well, could be.
He might be saved. He might be saved from vodka.
He might be delivered. I don't like me. I'm born. I like women's. Well, you know what's tripped out? He was messing with the men's folks, but he got 9 kids.
Well, that just lets you know he's there. Listen, Daryl.
He's fluid.
People are so fluid. They are so fluid, but that's another conversation for another day because we don't have those types of adult conversations. We don't have.
Yeah, we need to get back to Friday After Dark, like we were.
Yeah, I know, because that's human sexuality is something, and when you talk about it, you have to talk about it from a mature place. And honestly, I would need somebody with a lot more education to come up and have that conversation. I know a little bit, but I don't know a great deal. Okay. Oh, he lying through his tooth. He don't know all that much.
I don't know what.
You know about having sex. I said you don't understand the medical terms. You don't understand the deepness of that subject.
No. There was a time when I was in nursing school. I have a medical background.
But I'm saying as far as the psychological and going further in that study, you've done no collegiate study, Daryl, as far as human sexuality. It doesn't matter, Daryl. That's not your expertise. Now, don't make me lean back in my chair.
Dude, I went to school. I only got 4 more courses to take, and
you gonna teach us human sexuality, Daryl?
That's part of the curriculum, human sexuality. And in my undergrad, I took human sexuality. I took a whole bunch of sociology and psych courses. It was part of my curriculum. Okay. And my graduate degree. Half of my graduate degree was psych classes because I was an educator. I'm an educator.
I'm moving on.
I actually, you can check me out. I check out. You can go on their website. You know the one I said, check them degrees. Now check my background.
I'd rather get my sex education from Medina Pullings. I'd rather get Medina to tell me about sex education.
Well, that's a goddamn shame.
You don't. Yes, I'm going.
Medina Pullings. And from the street level, I was a doorman at a titty bar. So I got the clinical and the urban background.
Thank you, Divine Worship. I'm not listening to Daryl. I've already tuned him out, just so y'all know. He doing all that talking.
Preacher boy.
Yeah, whatever.
Ain't have a drink until you're 25.
Like I said, I want a licensed person who can come and give us a greater depth.
Oh, you mean like a licensed therapist?
Like a therapist, somebody who's been educated as far as sex is concerned. Like that is their primary.
Oh, I got you. I got you covered. I got somebody that's really licensed and qualified and got the PhDs and all that.
Okay, well, that's who I want to hear from. I don't want to hear from the cigar blogger.
I'll set it up. We can have a serious, no joking, playing around platform, and we can talk about it.
Yeah, that'll be for a late night. We'll have that conversation late night. Because, some of these people, when you say penis or vagina, they clutch their pearls. And I don't always like to use the word penis and vagina. I like them other words because I think they get it. They get right in there and say, titty to me, titty to me. So you make it real clear.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But the church needs to honestly have hard conversations, especially when it comes to human sexuality, void of the scripture. Ooh, did I just say that? Let's have a real medical discussion concerning human sexuality. Wouldn't that be interesting? Raw and uncut. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Yes, me talking to you.
I don't even want to hear you quote no chapter and no verse.
Turn with me to the book of Luke. I'm saying. Uncle Luke.
Oh, here he goes, Uncle Luke.
Face down.
Oh my God. And that little documentary they did on Freaknik, they didn't even go into all the raunchiness.
Oh no, man, they didn't scrape the surface.
Yeah, brother. I know they made me mad because I was looking for the raunchy stuff.
Oh man. The stories I could tell you. Oh my sweet Jesus.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Freaknik 94 was a monster.
And what you knew, Divine Worship, and what did you know? I'm just saying. That is so funny.
Yeah,
all right, but
I was in a rap video doing Freaknik.
Wow. Well, I tell you, I need everybody to hit the like button. Let me see. Daryl, let me go over there and look. I ain't even look.
I'll do it again.
Please do.
You have
come on. We had almost over 300 some folks here.
151 likes and 266 people watching.
All right, can I get at least 25 of y'all to go and hit the like button? And while you're hitting the like button, I'd like to give you a little piece of information. Welcome to the Mad Church Disease channel, a channel dedicated to our forgotten brothers and sisters throughout the ages. Want to stay connected to me and the Mad Church Disease community? Well, then join our email community newsletter. Stay in the know with all the updates and fresh content that is created for this channel. It's time you join the private community for the revolutionary family, where we can talk and laugh all in a space that's safe with a no judgment zone. Connect with other members and build lasting friendships. The doors are now open. Want to stay connected and be notified each time I go live? Subscribe to the text community and be notified each time that we go live. Simply add your details for instant updates on all our lives. Are you a budding YouTuber or business professional who would like my thoughts on all things business related? Book a free 15-minute consultation where I can help with social media, YouTube, web design, and so much more. Book your consultation now and build your future. Get away from the rat race and build your business. All right, Daryl Moore, give me your final thoughts of the night.
In the coming days, there's some documents going to hit Pacer, and a trial date's going to be set, and more people are going to be added to that civil lawsuit, and heads are going to roll. Your chickens have come home to roost.
All right, everybody. I thank y'all so very much for joining me tonight. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button and keep in mind that we come here pretty much 7 days a week to give you our thoughts. So make sure y'all support the program. If you're watching the replay, please make sure you support the program. I appreciate it, and I know you will. God bless all of you guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. Please make sure that you hit the like button, and please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit the bell icon, and make sure you press all notifications so that way you will never miss any of the exclusive content that comes on my channel. Make sure that you never miss a video. Now, I try to go live every day about 2:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is about 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, and then I come back at night at around 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, which is about 10:30 Eastern Standard, with some more exclusive content. So if you want more Mad Church Disease show content, we'd love for you to become a member, a revolutionary member of our channel. Please make sure that you hit the join button that's right next to the subscribe button or somewhere around here, so that you guys can receive access to special community posts. You guys get all of the access to my community only lives, because we've got some sipping chats that we're going to be doing, and you guys will get exclusive content. So just make sure that you head on over to the channel page, click on the join button, and make sure that you do that. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate your love and support, and I'll see you on my very next video.
We are Mad Church Disease, helping you understand that Jesus plus nothing is everything. This is a show for everyone, believers and non-believers, from churched to the unchurched. Help us grow the channel by supporting our non-profit causes and create more consistent content. Donate by Cash App or PayPal, or buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com.